We are coming to you from beautiful U.S. Cellular Field, where Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers take on Paul Konerko and our Sox. This is Hawk Harelson night, and with the Tigers in town, it's a little added something special because this is a team we have to get by to be able to get to Minnesota. So this becomes a big series. It's been a disappointing homestand so far, and we've got Gavin Floyd going to the mound for the White Sox tonight. He's 2-6. But lifetime against the Tigers, he's 5-0. So this is a team where he can break out of what has been a very disappointing year to this point. Armando Galarraga goes to the mound for the Tigers, and this is a guy who's 2-1, and last time out took a perfect game with 1 out in the 9th inning, only to see it disappear on a bad call. And so you can sit back, you can relax, and you can strap it down because White Sox baseball is coming your way after these messages.
White Sox.
These Hawkism t-shirts to commemorate the festivities. Hello everyone, I'm Kip Lewis. For 25 years, Sox fans have had the honor to enjoy the catchphrases that have come out of the Sox broadcast booth. We had a chance to speak with some of the fans and get their thoughts on the man of the hour.
If you talk to me about Hawk Harelson,
he gone.
All I want to say is cinch up and hunker down, big guy.
Wow, Hawkaroo, 25 years, buddy.
I know that you've never made an out in your life.
You're going to stretch.
When you were playing, you were probably the best ever.
Gas, stay fair, grab some bench.
You put on the board, yes.
Congratulations, Hawk, on 25 years with the White Sox.
Mercy!
That was a chopper 2 hopper.
Hawk Harelson, mercy. Dad, gummit.
Hey, Hawk, congratulations on 25 phenomenal years in the White Sox broadcast booth. You are my pick-to-click. Mercy!
Congratulations, big guy.
Sit back, relax, and strap it down.
Congratulations, Hawk. 25 years in the booth.
Hawk, you are truly a one-of-a-kind broadcaster. You've given all of us nicknames here at Comcast Sports at our Chuck, Patrick Meister. It has been fantastic for us to sit back, relax, and strap it down.
He gone.
Ball 4, base hit.
That's a matter better, Cole.
Stay fair.
It won't. Damn it.
Hawk Harelson is baseball.
Thank you for everything you've given to the White Sox organization, and the world will always thank you for the book that you wrote.
Right size, wrong shape.
You can put it on the board, yes!
Congratulations, buddy. I love you, and you know that.
You've been a great friend, and it's been an absolute pleasure. You're the best.
This ball game is over.
For exclusive Hawk Harelson content featuring player messages, a one-of-a-kind soundboard, an in-depth interview with Hawk himself, and a Hawktionary detailing nearly all his catchphrases, log on to csnchicago.com. Coming up, it's the first pitch in Game 1 of this 3-game set versus the Tigers, and a few surprises for Hawk you certainly do not want to miss as we continue to celebrate 25 years behind the mic for Hawk Harelson.
Go. Hawk Harelson on his night delivered the ceremonial first pitch. Just a little inside, but he still got it, folks. That's Hawk's son Casey to his right, and of course, Ozzie Guillen caught the first pitch. A great night for Hawk Harelson and the White Sox. So let's look at the way Detroit is going to line up. It's going to be Jackson, Damon, Rayburn, along with Cabrera, Bosch, Guillen, Inge, Avila, and Santiago playing shortstop, hitting 9. Jimmy John's defensive setup and how they'll line up behind Gavin Floyd left to right, Pierre Rios and Quinton in the infield, Vizquel, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko. A.J. Pierzynski behind the plate, and Gavin Floyd on the hill. He is our Toyota starting pitcher, and he's looking for his 3rd win, and this is 12th start. Lifetime against these Tigers, he's 5-0. Game conditions tonight, 61 degrees with 95% humidity. It was raining right up until almost game time with wind out of the southeast, 10 to 20 miles an hour. In the forecast, showers in the area, but right now they're none. And the umpires for tonight's game, the veteran Jerry Crawford behind the plate, Brian Honora at first, Scott Berry is at second, and Phil Cuzzy is at third. So as Austin Jackson steps to the plate, we're ready for baseball, and I'm ready to throw it over to my partner, Hawk Harelson.
All right, Stone Pony, thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here over Comcast Sportsnet. So happy you could join us for the first of this 3-game set. Rookie Austin Jackson, boy, what an impact he has made. Hitting .325, a homer he's driven in 14, and he has thrown some leather out there in center field for these guys.
He made that great catch in Galarraga's near-perfect game. Running it down, seemingly ran 100 feet, maybe longer to go get it, and he hauled it down in front of the fence in left center.
That would have ranked right behind Wayne Wise's catch had that perfect game
had it held
come
up
to fruition.
Certainly would have.
Ground ball softly hit. And that's out number 1. I just didn't have enough time, for those of you who may have watched that. I just didn't have enough time because of the game time coming up to talk about some of the other people that I've been so privileged to work with on the television side of it for all these years. First and foremost, Jim Cornell, who did so much for Sports Channel and now Comcast Sportsnet. He's a wonderful person to work with. He and Jerry Reinsdorf are the two guys that they give you the feeling they're working for you rather than you working for them. There's Johnny Damon takes strike 1. And there's a little slow chopper. Gordon very quickly, and they get it. So 2 down. Also, Bob Warwall of WGN, the executive sports producer. And then you go to guys like Jimmy and Joe. Jimmy and I have been together for so long. And I have been blessed with so many great partners. Don Drysdale, Tom Pachori, Aaron Jackson, Steve Stone. I've never had a bad partner, and one thing I like about it is everybody talks about my passion for this ball club. All our announcers, including Ed Farmer, we all have it. We all have it, not just the Hawk. As here's Rayburn.
Inserted in the ball game late, Maglia Ordonez has a strained left oblique, and that can be troublesome.
Yes, it can. 2-0 the count to Rayburn. Also a man who's we've been together for over 20 years, a mayor. Mean Joe Groove lines the booth up here. Just not enough time. And the count 3-0.
Last thing you want to do is walk Rayburn to get to Cabrera, who is just absolutely on fire.
There's 1. Boy, what a miserable day it's been here in the beautiful city. Wow.
But as soon as it was your time to go on the field, it stopped raining, pal. You got some pull.
But I told you, it's good luck.
Because it was raining real hard up until like 5:45. That's a sentiment of not only that man, but every White Sox fan who has a pleasure to listen to Hawk and has listened to him down through the years.
Payoff pitch, he gone. And that'll do it. A nice 1-2-3 inning for Gavin Floyd.
Canerco, Marcotte, Carlos Quinton, A.J. Pierzynski, Alexei Ramirez, and Gordon Beckham. Jimmy John's defensive setup and how they'll line up behind Galarraga. In the outfield, Rayburn, Jackson, and Bosch. In the infield, Santiago, Guillen, and Cabrera, with Avila behind the plate. And the Toyota starting pitcher, Armando Galarraga. You can see a fine ERA off their 26 outs. Should have had the 27th, but handled it particularly well when the call was made incorrectly. And maybe earned more fans for that than he would have for the perfect game.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select your. Well, you did. And you at home can now be a part of our picks to click segment for each game. Tune in to Felco pregame live each game to see Ozzy's lineup, then make your selection on who you think will be the pick to click of the game. And tonight, Sox fans have voted for Alex Rios, Jim Angio, our director and the crew. They're going with Paul Canerco. Stone Pony's going with Mark Kante, and all the White Sox fans who have given us your time for the past quarter of a century. We're going to go with Gordon Beckham. First pitch strike to Juan Pierre. Hitting at 253. No homers. He's driven in 6.
Galarraga is going to be around the strike zone, and he will throw first pitch strikes. In that game that almost was perfect, he faced 28 men. 24 times he threw strike 1. That sets up the entire at bat for the pitcher.
2 balls in the strike. Outfield around to the left, and there's Mr. Souvenir. Juan Pierre with another one.
Galarraga has a hard-breaking slider, a straight change, but it's that well-placed sinker that he usually goes with.
And that is in the left. Get out of here. It will. Thank you very much. 3 rows back. So Juan Pierre. He is 1 for 3 lifetime off Galarraga. And there's a chopper base hit right back through the middle. So a good start. And you can cancel a post-game shift.
And the perfect game watch. Pretty good pitch, good movement. Juan takes it right back up the middle, and no chance at all for Santiago at shortstop. They just released Adam Everett. They will pay him the rest of his contract, and so now we see Santiago, who's always been tough on us, playing shortstop tonight.
Well, Galarraga, unfortunately, will be many years from now forgotten because he is not going into the record books for a perfect game.
It's true.
And it's unfortunate, too, because if it had been an umpire who was a bad umpire or a bad guy, it may have been a different story. But Jim Joyce is a good umpire and a good guy. It's baseball.
He readily admitted when he looked at the replay that he missed the call.
Yep.
And there's not much else you can do after the fact.
Pretty good lead. There he goes. And that pitch has popped up. Brandon Inge.
Well, this just came down for immediate release. To honor Ken Hawk Harelson during his pregame ceremony and now during game ceremony, the broadcast level, the one we're sitting in right here at U.S. Cellular Field, to be named after our legendary broadcaster. So we'll come up to the Hawk Harelson suite on a number of occasions.
Boy, that is quite an honor. Quite an honor. Oh, and 1 to count. That ball all the way back. So that will be the wild pitch and 1 into second base.
Second wild pitch of the year for Galarraga. He held on to this one so long that by the time he decided to side wheel it, that ball missed the plate by 2 feet.
So Alex has been swinging that hot stick, hitting at 318, 12 homers, 29 driven in. Pulls off that one just enough in the count 1-2. Mentioned first of a 3-game set.
We swept them in Detroit.
All one of them.
Yep. Rained out the second one. Have to play a twin bill down the road.
That ball high in the right field. Nobody's going anywhere on that. So that is out number 2. So here is Konerko. Paulie hitting at 272, 17 homers, 41 driven in.
And 12 home runs here at U.S. Cellular Field. That shows you how comfortable he feels here. And this place will get livelier if and when it ever heats up for any length of time.
So Paulie. He is 3 for 7 lifetime off Galarraga and knocked in 3 runs with a couple of doubles. Jacks it up. And yes, he did, said first base umpire Brian O'Neill.
Galarraga very deliberate with runners on.
Could not check it up again. And the count 0-2.
See that ERA against the Sox up over 5. He hasn't had a whole lot of luck.
Two out in the 0-2 pitch. Avila, nice stop.
It's one of the facets of the game of Alex Avila that's really started to pick up, and that's the defensive aspect of his catching.
And the 1-2. That's a little bit low. Good eye by Paulie.
Could very well be that Galarraga has trouble seeing the fingers in this ballpark because Avila is going to an outside set of taps. And one will be the indicator, and usually the tap after that will be what pitch he wants of the 3 that Galarraga throws.
And the 2-2 pitch. Full count. He had him 0-2 with 2 check swings, and now you right back into the at-bat with Mark Kante on deck.
Jim Leland, whose son was just drafted by the Detroit Tigers. He's a very happy man.
There's 1, and there's ball 4. Boy, man on second base. 2 out, 3-2 count hitter is just a wonderful time to do it.
Well, he didn't even look back, and he takes so much time to deliver the baseball that this is going to be a fairly easy combination to run against. And the reason that comes into play is he already has 1 wild pitch here in the first inning, and if he throws that hard slider down and in, he's going to throw another pitch in the dirt. And Juan has very good anticipation on the base paths.
So here's Kante hitting at 195, 5 homers. He's driven in 13. Takes low ball 1. Kante has faced Galarraga one time. He drew a walk. High pop up. He's going to get out of it. Just underneath it now. Inge making the call. Battling that wind. And he has the ball. So Sox have a mild threat. Can't score after one. Nada.
And so you became a broadcaster, and you're a good one at it. Continue many, many more years to come, Hawk. Always your friend.
Oh, the Dutchman. He's a piece of work, isn't he?
He's something. He's soon to be the Hall of Fame, Bert
Yes,
Blyleven.
exactly right. That is high and deep into right field, but not deep enough. Carlos fighting that wind is going to, Stevie told you, it's going to be an issue tonight.
Well, fortunately, the wind, if you get it up high enough, is going to bat down the ball to right field.
So here's a man, a youngster that comes in hitting at .339, 5 homers, 25 driven in, Brennan Bosch.
Well, he's got a nose-to-toe strike zone, and Jim Leland instructed all of the players, as well as Lloyd McClendon and the coaches, don't talk about hitting to him. Just let him swing the bat like he always has. He swings at everything, and he hits most of it.
Breaking ball strike. I wish more guys would do that. Ozzy's like that.
There have been some very good hitters that have done that.
There have been some very good hitters who came into the big leagues and left shortly thereafter not so good a hitter because of overcoaching or a system. That's what always got me. There are some hitting coaches that teach a system. And of course that system is going to work for some guys, but it's going to kill more than it helps. Same way in golf. Golf teachers, they teach a system.
But everybody is so different. Size is different.
Right.
Stroke is different.
Take you for an example. You're a small guy, very strong, but how many guys your size have your size hands? Not many. So you throwing a pitch is different from another guy who's your size. As he gone, 2 down. Sandy Koufax had the biggest hands I've ever seen, the longest fingers. That's a better way to put it.
Yeah, not a gigantic man, but he had a big enough hand to be able to get more spin than anybody maybe ever.
And he could touch his forefinger to his thumb around a baseball. Carlos Guillen, a second baseman now, hitting at .274, a couple of homers. He's driven in 14.
Well, when we saw Detroit in Detroit, Guillen was not yet off the disabled list. But they told us when he did come off, he would play second base. He's had very good luck against Gavin Floyd.
Yeah, this guy's had some good luck against a lot of guys. Another guy that not too many people thought would turn into a good offensive player.
Came out of the Houston Astro organization and was one of the three, along with Freddie Garcia and John Halama, traded for Randy Johnson. Johnson went 10-1 with Houston, still didn't help them. And Seattle got three pretty good players.
Takes it up on the breaking pitch. And the count 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the top of the second. If you're just joining us. It amazes me that we're playing baseball tonight.
Well, at 5 o'clock, I wouldn't have given you much for the chances, but Roger Bossert hit it right on the head.
He did not go.
I was down in his office talking to him to make sure that we didn't need a tent to put over you for the pregame ceremonies. And he said, no rain. It's gone. Tarp rolled up, put away, and that was about a half hour before the game.
That's fouled away. Souvenir left side. Well, Harelson and I drove in from Granger, Indiana, and it was pouring all the way. And looked worse the further north and west that we got. Now ball in the hole. Can't get it. Good effort.
It was a terrific effort by Alexi Ramirez. And it kind of shows you the type of speed that Guillen has these days. He used to be able to run fairly well. Even to make this a close play is surprising. He beats it by about a step. Alexi was throwing that from short left field.
So here's Brandon Inge. Hitting at .237, 6 homers, 25 driven in. One of the most versatile players on this Tiger team.
He's got one of the strongest arms on the team. He can play any position because he was a catcher for a while, can play just about everywhere. And probably, if you ask him, could most likely pitch.
Fouls that one back in the count 2-1. Inge last year hit .230, but he hit 27 homers and drove in 84. For a right-handed hitter playing at Comerica Park, those are not bad home run and RBI numbers.
Well, you can hit it all day to left center field and not get it out of there.
And the count 3-1.
Well, here's where you have to be careful, and if you go at Inge, if you want to go at him with a fastball, you best keep it away. Because he is a very strong young man. Alex Avila in the on-deck circle.
Full count to the 33-year-old veteran. Watch out. Boy, that almost dehorned him right there. Wow.
Well, he knocked his own cap off, but that was headed right for his head. And AJ wants to go out there now and have a word with him to find out if he's okay. Yeah, it went over his head. Fortunately, he knocked his own cap off, but he got out of the way of it, which is exactly what a pitcher should do on a ball that he probably doesn't see very well coming back to him.
So the infield single by Guillen, the bullet single right back to the middle by Inge, and here's Avila. Alex hitting at 202, a couple of homers. He's driven in 3. Checks it up. And he's not a real threat to run. For those bad knees, he had good speed. He was a good outfielder. He had a series a couple of years against us a couple of years ago in America Park. It's one of the best series you'll ever see a left fielder have. Making all kinds of spectacular catches. Stone Pony said, I told you he could play anywhere. That pitch outside.
Well, this is the way to make a 200 hitter a 300 hitter. Falling behind. Now, the first inning, Gavin was very aggressive, went right at these guys. Did the same thing with Cabrera and Bosch to lead out this inning, but he's fallen behind the last 3 guys.
Can I check it up? Well, we talk about it so often. The 2 most precious things a hitter has is the count and the batter's box. Because the batter's box is his domain. He can go anywhere in there he wants. He can create his own strike zone. He can, for the most part, dictate how they're going to pitch you. If you want to move around, unfortunately, not many guys want to move around.
Not anymore.
And I just can't quite understand or grasp that, because of the fact Cooperstown is filled with guys who moved around in that box all over.
Tony Gwynn, one of the great hitters of the era just before this one, said he used to move in the box 3 inches up or back or in or out, depending on how the guy was pitching him that particular night.
And that will load him up. So all coming with 2 out, nobody on. And that'll bring up the guy against us who has really swung the bat well, and that's a switch hitting shortstop, Ramon Santiago.
I think Don Cooper is going out to tell Gavin what we were just talking about. The fact is, when he went right at the hitters, he got 5 up and 5 down. When he started to get behind the hitters, he's got the bases loaded. And Santiago, who is a little bit better from the left side than the right side, standing in and looking out at Gavin as a left-hand hitter.
Santiago 4 for 13 against Gavin, and of the 4 hits, 2 of them left the premises.
Against us in Detroit, he's almost a dead pull hitter. Now, I'm not sure what he's going to try to do in this ballpark, but he uses that short porch in right field in Detroit for a tremendous advantage. There's Gavin in some early difficulty, but there are 2 outs.
There's a strike right on the outside corner. Santiago, 30 years old now. Remember him when he was just a kid. And there's the strike. So the count 1-2.
That's what Santiago's done against Gavin Floyd lifetime. Gavin thinks he can get him on the curveball.
He gone. Hook. No score.
and wants to wish you congratulations on your 25 years.
Hawk, this is Bud Selig. I'm calling to congratulate you on 25 great years. It's been a pleasure to listen to you. It's been a pleasure to be your friend for a long time. You and I go back even to your days in Boston, but to think you've been there 25 years and all the joy and happiness you've brought people, congratulations, Hawk. I wish you 25 more great years, but you have been a credit to our sport, certainly to the White Sox, and I'm proud to call you my friend.
Bud, thank you, buddy.
Okay. My pleasure.
I'll talk to you later.
Look forward to it.
Bye-bye. Well, that was nice.
That was very nice.
I can say this, that there have only been 9 commissioners in the history of baseball. I've been through 7 of them. And of the 7 that I've been through, without a doubt, Bud Selig has been the greatest commissioner of all, because he put this game back on the right track. When he first took over, you had 30 teams with probably 30 different agendas. They all have one now. Bud has got them on, all rowing the oars in the same direction.
Well, I echo those sentiments. Bud's been a friend of mine for a long time, and a lot of people are quick to point out certain things that he does or hasn't done, but in reality, it's one of the toughest jobs around, because you're hired by the owners to be the commissioner over the umpire and the players and the owners.
Quentin to the shortstop, Santiago. Well, you know and I know, because we both know Bud well. Bud is a tough guy.
Well, he has to be
very tough.
He has to be to do that job, because you hit it right on the head when you said that there are 30 different agendas, and there were some strong-willed guys. I mean, you're talking about, in some instances, billionaires who've been very successful other places, got into baseball, and Bud had to get them all with the idea that it might not be real good for you right now, but it's great for the game of baseball, and that's the only thing Bud's ever been interested in.
Well, that's what he did. Got them all rowing in the same direction. Here's A.J. hitting at 218, a couple of homers. He's driven in 14. He just missed that one. Wow. High towering drive. Bosch.
Take a look at A.J.'s swing. Just catches it off the end of the bat. Gets the bottom part of the ball and skies it to right. With the wind blowing in from right field tonight, that's not going anywhere.
So here is Alexei. No, but you know yourself. As long as you and I have been in this game, Stone Pony, you know it becomes fashionable for some members of the media to rip on guys.
Yep.
And it was fashionable for a lot of those guys to rip on Bud Selig. As when Jerry first got here, Reinsdorf, it was fashionable for certain members to, every time they needed a story, they just go rip Reinsdorf.
Well, how about the idea of the so-called traditionalists who thought that the wild card was blasphemy? That's worked out pretty well for baseball.
Yes, he's done has worked out.
Yeah. That one has been a home run.
Nice pitch by Galarraga, had him off balance out in front, and that is a 1-2-3 inning. So after 2, there's still no score.
Voice of White
First pitch strike. Dawson Jackson leading off. He grounded out to Alexei to start the ball game. And the count 0-2. He gone. Good hook.
Jackson's still at the point of his career where he's swinging at just about everything. That breaking ball at 0-2 is too tantalizing not to swing at. And Gavin's got a good one tonight, and it's kind of been that way every time he pitches against the Tigers.
Damon takes ball one. Well, that's part of the growth process right there, because when you get to the big leagues, you're going to see some curveballs like that as a youngster that you have never seen before. And you've got to learn one thing. You've got to have a short memory, and you've got to learn how to convince yourself, I'm not going to hit that curveball, so don't swing it.
You see it spinning, and pretty much, the pitcher's going to try to throw it out of the zone.
And the bullet by Omar.
Johnny Damon has always had good luck with Gavin Floyd. That fastball moving away, and Damon just takes it exactly where it was moving.
Here's Rayburn. Takes the bunt. Omar playing back. Ryan came in hitting at 176. No homers. He's driven in 6.
Johnny Damon 4 of 5 in the stolen base department. This is not a fast Tiger team. They've stolen 23 bases, been caught 7 times. With Jackson and Damon half the running game.
That's outside, and the count 2-0. Outfield straight up. Bunch just a bit. About equidistant. No walks. Come back and get him. He came back and got him from 3-0 count to end the first inning.
Well, if you don't get him, you have to deal with
the monster.
One of baseball's best hitters. He's become that. He's getting better with every year. Here's our U.S. Cellular text poll question. What would Hawk say was his favorite White Sox memory behind the mic? A, 1983 clinch. B, Mark Burley's perfect game. C, Bo Jackson's home run in his first game back. D, Mark Burley's no-hitter. E, his son's engagement. That's Casey. And F, 1993 clinch. Text A, B, C, D, E, or F to 53695. And stick around for the U.S. Cellular White Sox postgame live for the final results, or visit csnchicago.com.
2 on, 1 out. And he could not check it up. Cabrera, that's 27 years old. Last year hit .324, 34 homers, drove in 103. Two things you don't want to do with Cabrera. You don't want to let him beat you with a fastball out over the plate, or you don't want to let him beat you with a high breaking ball. And because if he gets either one of those, he's got a chance to put it on the board.
And he can also take it out any part of the ballpark.
Big. That's high into right center field. Carlos making the call, has the ball for out number 2.
Second time in 3 innings that Cabrera has flied softly to right.
But we both know he just missed that one.
Well, he feels the same way. You could see his face as he was walking off. He's thinking to himself right now, I don't know how I missed that. Because he's hit a few home runs against us that have gone very nicely into right and right center field.
Can't ease up. This guy has been hot. Brennan Bosch takes a breaking ball strike.
With runners in scoring position, he's been pretty good for a rookie.
Just got a piece of that one. And the count 0-2.
Now, you don't have to throw him a strike to get him out, because he's got one of the larger strike zones in the league.
Go-to pitch up high. Well, he's got some mannerisms of a guy going way back. Some of the older Sox fans will recall the name. Started with the Yankees and played for several clubs, Angels as well. His name was Roger Repos.
I remember that name.
Yeah. Left-handed hitter, about Bosch's size. Some of the mannerisms. Lays off that breaking pitch. He did not go. So 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 the count.
And the outfield very deep, and they're playing Bosch as a pull hitter. Rios a couple of steps in to right center field, and you can see Carlos Quentin very deep in right.
The 2-2 pitch. He gone. Hook. And that'll do it. They strand 2. Still no score.
It was his first year when we joined the Boston Red Sox in 1975. But I'll tell you the truth, if anyone had seen the tape of our first broadcast, a Grapefruit League game at Chaina Lakes Park in Winter Haven, we wouldn't have lasted 25 minutes. We went into meetings for 2 or 3 hours. What are we going to do with these guys? We were rough around the edges, to say the least. I'm proud of you, Hawk. Congratulations, 25 years in the business.
Richard.
I know he's one of your dear friends.
I'll tell you, we were so bad.
Well, at least you guys admit it.
Oh,
that's what happens when you get in front of that microphone for the first time, or first 10 times.
Oh man. Gordon Beckham will start it off. And he fouls that first pitch back.
By the way, I would think that it worked out pretty well for both of you guys.
Now, Richard is a terrific terrific, very versatile announcer.
He broadcasts everything.
And does a terrific job at it all. Well, you know, we had some guys who, for some reason, they really liked us. A guy named Gene Kirby, a guy named Howard Cosell, a guy named Kirk Gowdy. And they helped us along. The 0-2 pitch. Good check. You know, there's some other people here talking about, I just didn't have enough time. I could have gone for 4 or 5 hours, 4 or 5 days talking about the last quarter century of White Sox baseball. As he gets Gordon. Guys like Vinny Fresso down in the clubhouse, our equipment manager and his crew. People we live with virtually for 7 months a year. Dave Ross, who's been with us for so long, and now a young and upcoming producer that just does a terrific job. Mike Leary. We have a superstar in Jim Angio. We're going to have another one in Mike Leary. Also John Walgren from WGN. You and I are very fortunate, as you know, Stone Pony, to be working with some very good people. People with Trio Video who've been with us for so long. This guy on the high camera next to me, Mike Mayer, seems like almost like a son of mine.
Well, they're going to make us look good, and they do on a nightly basis.
Trio Video, it just doesn't get any better than those guys. Here's the 1-2. Watch out. Wow. Joey. That could have been bad. Especially with Juan Pierre at the plate. Well, man, if you get hanging out your head over that rail down there with him at the plate, third base dugout, you got to be nuts.
But fortunately, Joey's standing up. The rail almost covers him entirely.
Oh, that's cold. That's cold. Sinks it low and away. 2-2.
There's Joey.
It's full. Juan has started off the game with a base hit for us. And that's the only one we have so far.
Well, you want him on because if he does, he's going to run on Galarraga, who's not the quickest guy in the world at home plate.
And tomorrow, 7:10 p.m., these Tigers are going to be right here. And we can celebrate Sue's 10th anniversary with the White Sox. First 10,000 fans will receive a White Sox Sue poster presented by the Field Museum. So for tickets, call 866-SOX-GAME or visit whitesox.com. And that's into right field for a base hit. So good speed aboard. 2 for 2.
That little slider got out over the plate. Juan dumped it right in front of Bosch in right field. This situation, Ozzie used the hit and run back in the first inning. Maybe this time they'll just let Juan try to steal one.
Omar fouled out to his counterpart, Brandon Inge. As you can see, he does not have a good move to first base. Outfield about equidistant, spread out slightly to the left. Inge, he's on point down there at third at the cut of the grass. Breaking ball, fakes the bunt, and takes the strike.
This is usually not a good pitch to run because it's an easy pitch to call a pitch out. You're already ahead 0-1.
A long set. Now time is called. Good. Cannot allow that pitcher to pitch at his pace. And if he wants to slow play you with that long set and disrupt Juan Pierre at first, his rhythm, and as a hitter, you got to back out.
Well, I think that Avila just went out and said to Galarraga, your fielders are probably going to start falling asleep. You'd best throw the baseball.
There he goes. Pitch out. He gone.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. And at 0-1 with a base stealer, almost routine to call a pitch out because worst case scenario, he's not running and it's 1-1. So Avila gets the ball down there and they tag him out easily. Santiago doing the honors.
Well, you saw how much time Alex Avila took. As there's backhanded by Santiago. He's got a good arm right over the top, and that's a nice play. So we can't score. We'll go to the fourth. Nada.
Here's our AT&T trivia question. What pitcher allowed the most of Hawks' 131 career home runs? I'm going to take a guess at it. I don't know. I'm going to say it was a hard-throwing right-hander, Louis Tia. But we'll see. We'll give you a chance to mull it over at home.
Want to know the count? Carlos Guillen had an infield single. Good breaking ball. It's coming to him. It's coming to him.
Yeah, it started out pretty good. Now it's very good.
Ate him up right there. Perfect feed as usual from Konerko. Talking to a good friend of mine before the game today about Paulie, and I'll tell you, if we had a bad first baseman playing for us this year, we'd really be in trouble. I mean, big time. Paulie has thrown some leather, and for a right-hander, a lot of times you see a right-handed first baseman, they don't throw that well. Paul throws perfect.
He only spent a lot of time at third during the course of his career.
There's fastball strike.
It was a big night in our nation's capital. Steven Strasburg went to the mound for the Washington Nationals. A standing room only crowd. After opening day, I think it's their only sellout. And that'll probably happen. We're due to face him on Saturday afternoon in Washington, and the Nationals leading 4-2 in that game.
The ball and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Inge almost took Gavin off the mound with a line shot right back through the middle. He goes. Another good. Well, the location wasn't that good, but meanwhile, the spinach was.
The break was sharp. It was late. It wasn't where he wanted it, but it got him the strike.
So 6 strikeouts now for Gavin. And here's Avila.
Steven Strasburg fanned 14 Pittsburgh Pirates in 7 innings of work.
That'll work.
So much for his first major league outing. He obviously did not have butterflies, or not too many of them.
2-0 the count.
I watched parts of that game early, Hawk, and he's got a breaking ball that you're going to love. You wouldn't love it if you were a hitter.
Right.
But it's something.
And the count 3-0. Don't want to walk him. Come back and get him. Does he remind you of anybody? Does he remind you of Kerry Wood or anybody when Kerry first came up?
Same kind of stuff. Only if possible. Well, they got him at 100 miles an hour today. Kerry was usually 98. That's where he would top out at. But Kerry had both a curve and a slider. They were both unhittable.
Yeah. Count goes full.
But this kid's got a chance down the road to tie that 20 strikeout mark. 'Cause he's got that good of stuff.
That is going foul. And a reminder, the Chicago Tribune Tickets, a summer giveaway. You can win tickets to see the Sox host the Cubs June 25th, 6th, or 7th right here at beautiful U.S. Cellular Field. So look for the ticket to summer prize code inside your Tribune Friday, June 11th, Sunday, June 13th. And look for more great prizes all summer long. Yes, he did. He gone. 7 strikeouts. 1-2-3 inning, but we are still scoreless.
Someone else has called the telecast looking to wish you congratulations. Go ahead, caller.
Kenny Harelson, Hawk, it's Annie Drysdale calling.
Oh,
Happy
man.
25 years with the White Sox.
Annie, how you doing, sweetheart?
I'm good. Couldn't be with a better organization and a better owner, that's for sure.
In this, I'll tell you what, we were just talking about it before. It's been so great. And, of course, When Don and I started here in '82, it was just it's a miracle where this thing was and where it's at right now.
Well, I remember the very first press conference. He came in with a suit and you came in with the cowboy hat.
How's the kids?
And a couple of the memories I have is on a cold night at the old Comiskey Park, you guys had to have baggies on your feet.
That was from Don. He's the one who put me onto it. That and the toothpicks.
That's right. And then the bar's room, but also there was a rain out, and all you guys did was talk about pitching and hitting. And carried it, I think, for 3 hours.
Yeah, well, back in those days, you had to fill the whole time. You know that.
That's right.
Great to hear from you,
You
hon.
did a good job filling, that's for sure.
It is great. You look terrific.
Well, thanks. It's always good. I think about you guys a lot, and you always hold a special place in my heart, that's for sure. With DJ being born in Chicago, he'll always be a White Sox.
Well, right back at you. You know that, Annie.
Okay, love you, buddy.
I love you too, honey. Bye-bye.
Congratulations. Bye-bye.
Thank you. What a sweet woman. What a great athlete. The 2-0 pitch hit down to Inge by Rios, and that is out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning in a scoreless game.
I ran into Annie at a charity golf tournament this spring. She is a terrific woman.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Don Drysdale, for you out there who did not know Don was 6'6". He was known as the meanest pitcher in baseball, and deservedly so. I think at that time he had the record for most hit batsmen, and he would let you know it was coming. He would just bury you.
There's a good picture of you two.
But I'll tell you what, and Don was somewhat of a, there he is. When he met Annie, after he met her for 6 months, he was a different guy. He was wearing aprons in the house. He was cooking. I'm telling you, washing. Of course, he was a cleanliness freak anyway. But I'll tell you, Annie just turned his life around. It's a shame. It's just a shame that Don passed away at such an early age.
Did they have 3 children together?
3. DJ looks exactly like him. I mean, exactly. There's my boy. Whoa, he used to, I'll tell you what, he's talking about arguing on the air and then almost getting into fights. I'm glad we never did, don't get me wrong, because he was 6'6" and strong as a mule.
Well, I'll tell you how good he really was. 212 wins and made the Hall of Fame.
Right.
You don't see that too often.
Well, as there's a base hit, that boy Paulie just muscles it into center field, so the 1-out single. In my time frame, he was the symbol of pitching. It wasn't Sandy, who was the greatest pitcher during that time frame. Don was the symbol of pitching because he never missed a start. He pitched 1 year with a broken right hand and never missed a start.
Well, that was some twosome. 1 and 2, 2 and 1, whatever you want to call them. When you went in to play the Dodgers and you got those guys in a 3-game series, you were hoping to take one of those games. Not from those guys, from the third guy.
Well, in 1966, they had 4 guys that started 152 games, and 1 guy started the other 10, which were double headers.
It's something.
Is that amazing?
Yep.
Because it was Drysdale, Koufax, Sutton, and Osteen. And Joe Moeller started the other 10. Oh, 3-0 for both teams, with 1 out, 1-1 to count to Kante, who just missed one. He popped one, a major league pop-up. Jacks it up, takes a strike, and the count 1-2.
Well, the few straight changes that Galarraga has thrown tonight, he's got it. It's a good one, but he's been using mostly his sinker and his slider to hold us at bay to this point.
And that's how to play left side. Occasionally, Don and Annie and I would go out to play golf, spring training. And he would get so hot because he had no chance against her. She just buried him.
It's bad when your wife is a much better athlete than you are.
Yeah.
And Annie was a great, and probably still is a great athlete.
Yeah. And another souvenir left side. Kante making his 18th. Check that, was last year. He made 18 starts as a DH, 11 at first base. Cabrera playing behind Konerko. And that is high and wide, 2-2. And that's foul back. And you can visit the official online shop of the White Sox. You can browse the largest selection of official gear, including the latest apparel, nostalgic memorabilia, and authentic classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source. Shop at www.whitesox.com. And once again, the 2-2. He's getting some good pitches to hit just underneath him.
At the 60 pitch mark. Not a total you'd be concerned about at this point. But Galarraga starting only his 4th game.
And that's low. Full count.
Well, if Ozzie has confidence that Kante is going to make contact against Galarraga, he's going to run with Paul. Try to stay out of the double play.
There he goes. That ball hit deep. Stretch. Buzz looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. Yes. Number 6 for Kante, and the Sox lead it 2-0. Mercer.
RBI is 14 and 15, and Mark Kante with his 4th home run against these Tigers. Our 4th home run replay, it's a 3-2 fastball, and he couldn't have ordered it in a better spot. Low and into the wind. It goes about 5 rows back.
And here's Carlos. Grounded out hard to short. Big hack at that breaking ball. And of course, with that home run by Kante, the Alex Nelius family will donate $100 to White Sox charities for every Sox homer hit throughout the course of the season. That is number 66. So $6,600 donated by Alex Nelius in loving memory of Harelson. Alex, when I was on that field tonight, in the pregame ceremony, I thought about you and Harelson. Lays off that one, and the count 1-2. It's full. No, check that. 2-2. AJ on deck. Good eye. Full count.
And despite a batting average of .208, including that ground ball back in the second. Fellow second on the team in runs batted in. So that's a lot of productivity.
So hard to await. High pop-up. Ainge doing exactly the right thing. Taking charge. Taking Avila off the hook. 2 down.
Here's our AT&T trivia question, followed by the answer. What pitcher allowed the most of Hawks' 131 career home runs? Louis Tiant. I think you once told me you had 8 hits off Louis and 7 went out of the ballpark. Well, that's why I decided
how about
to
the
go
home
with
run?
Louis.
I mean, how about the strikeouts? It was either home run or strikeout off Louis.
That's a lot of home runs against one guy. 8 for 40. 7 home runs.
And at least 30 strikeouts. Well, I tell you what, 1968, he was something. He set the American League standard, the record for ERA at 1.60.
Yeah, that was the year when Gibson went 112 and they lowered the mound because they thought, number one, Denny McLain won 31 games. He had ERAs that, to that point, were unheard of in the modern era anyway. And they said, well, it has to be the mound, so let's lower it to 10 inches. And that's where it stays.
The 2-1 pitch staging. Yeah, if you ask the hitters in 1968 when Denny won 31 who was the best pitcher in the league, the hitters will tell you it was Willie Tiant. There's a shot. So that one he just missed his first at bat. Just rips that single. Just barreled him up twice.
That sinker out over the plate, and now Rick Knapp, the pitching coach, comes out. He wants a word with Galarraga. AJ loves the ball down, and he got it there. Very same spot that Kante hit the home run earlier this inning. Well, that's a good look.
And his family's here tonight. Lisa, Ava, and Austin.
You had 22 of your family down on the field before the game.
Yeah, some of them, because of the rain, had to cancel out because of the fact they lived in Cincinnati and had to go back. We were going to have a total of 30.
Nice sized family.
Oh, yeah. All Greeks. Each and every one. Slider outside. Alexei, who grounded out to his counterpart, Santiago. On the inside corner. One and one to count.
Now we're getting to the point at the 75th pitch mark with 30 coming this inning that you start thinking about that bullpen a little later on.
Way outside. I'll tell you one thing about Galarraga. I will never forget seeing that expression on his face when Jim Joyce called Jason Donald safe. And Galarraga was standing on the bag, and he looked over at Joyce and smiled.
Yep.
He made a fan out of me for life right there. There's a base hit in the hole. There's no way in the world I could have ever done that.
Well, a different reaction from a different pitcher with a different personality might have led to some problems in that ballpark at that time.
Yeah.
And I thought Galarraga handled it as well as you could possibly handle it. In fact, after the game, when Jim Joyce went to talk to Galarraga personally, he couldn't get the words out. He was crying. He couldn't get the words out. And Galarraga said, just give me a hug.
Oh,
they did that, and that was pretty much it. Then he took out the lineup card the next day.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, it just was as well as you could handle a situation. One probably, I mean, it might happen again somewhere down the road. It won't happen to Galarraga. But it's just amazing. And you never know how you're going to react to it until you're actually there.
That's outside. 1-1 to count. As I said, he made a fan of me for life.
That being said, a 3-run homer here would look pretty good.
Gordon's due. Big pitch to 1-1. Another breaking ball. It appears they're just going to show him the fastball and get him out with a breaking ball. Another breaking ball, and that'll do it. So the 2-run homer by Mark Kante is 6th. We'll go to the 5th, leading 2-0. For the 500th texter, you could win 5 $5 foot-long subs from Subway. Ramon Santiago called out on a good curveball. 7 strikeouts for Gavin through the first 4 innings. 2-6-0 for us, 0-3-0 for them. Fakes the bunt, takes it up high.
Well, he'd like to ideally bring Vizquel in a couple more steps. If Gavin stays away, he's going to try to slap it by him. You see right in at the cut of the grass is Omar.
The ball hit in center field. Alex is right there. Alex on the spot, 1 out.
Hawk, we have a quote from one of your friends. Congratulations, Hawk. You were a great teammate and a great friend. Your stay in Boston was too short. Sorry we didn't get a chance to get together more often on the golf course, because I would have loved taking a few dollars from you. And that is from your old friend, Kyle Yastrzemski.
He's a sandbagger.
So he would have taken some money from him.
Yeah. He's a sandbagging. I can't say it. Over the air. Our last Triple Crown winner. What a player. 1967 with 321. Drove in 326, I believe. Drove in 121 runs and hit 44 home runs. In what they call the greatest pennant race in the history of baseball. Going down the wire. He was absolutely, he picked everybody up on that team, put us on his shoulders, and just took us to the World Series.
Well, they talked about different championships to win or accomplishments to win in baseball. And it just shows you how difficult it is to win the Triple Crown.
That ball into right field. Carlos, watch out now. Makes the catch, yes! Beautiful play by Carlos Quentin. Boy, has he made some terrific catches in right field.
Here's our Home Depot doing more on defense, and fortunately Beckham gave way. Carlos not knowing if he can get it. Then when he tells him he can, Gordon peels off, avoids a nasty collision, and it turns into a great play by Carlos. Good communication and a great effort.
So here's Damon. He's 1 for 2. He just shot a single right into left field. Takes first pitch strike. Yeah, but hitting behind Yastrzemski in 67 and in 68. I think that's when I really learned more about hitting than anything, just watching him. How he could just ratchet it up and be competitive against those 20-game winners. Because they were sending everything at him they had.
There's a lot of hitters make a great deal of money in this game, hitting the number 4 and 5 starters, hitting the first guy out of the bullpen, and occasionally the guy after him. And if they can do that, they can make some money. The guys that make you money and get you rings are the guys that hit the 1s and 2s.
That is popped up. Omar is there. And a nice inning. 1, 2, 3 for Floyd. We're halfway home, leading 2-0.
Red Sox before your 25 years with the Chicago White Sox. But here's my story about the Hawk. It was 05. I don't have to tell you White Sox fans what kind of season that was for you. Historic. You open up in the divisional round against defending world champion Boston. It's on ESPN. The local announcers are done. Rick Sutcliffe and I are calling that series. And there's no way we know the White Sox as well as all of you do. We don't see 162 times a year. But a message came into the booth midway through the game. Boomer, you and Sut are doing a great job. Keep it up, the Hawk. It was such a professional and personal attaboy to let us know if we were okay with the Hawk and White Sox Station, we must have been doing okay. Congratulations, my friend.
That's very nice of the Boomer. And I'll tell you what, he and the Big Red were quite a team. Quite a team. They did a terrific job covering that World Series. Chris and I have given more guys nicknames than anybody
There's no doubt.
Yeah. He's a good man. Boy, he looks great since he lost that weight, too, doesn't he? Wow.
He's exceptional on the air. Loved him on Sports Center all those years.
Well, he's Mr. ESPN.
And he calls a pretty good baseball game. I mean, I worked with him.
Better believe it. You know, as I said, he and Sut were one of my favorite teams. Sutcliffe, terrific. And they just meshed together very well.
I think Rick is a great analyst. He certainly knows the game, and he knows how to get in and get out seamlessly.
Right. There's the strike. One is 2 for 2. The 3-1 pitch. It's full. Payoff pitch. Swung at ball 4, and Santiago will throw him out.
Well, speaking of nicknames, here's some of Hawks' most famous nicknames for various Sox players.
Oh, there's a lot more than that, but we couldn't put them up on the screen. Some of the best are the ones we can't say on the air. But that is an area that over the years has diminished quite a bit. When you and I were playing, everybody had a nickname.
It's true.
Everybody had it. I'm sure there are guys that you gave nicknames to. Guys gave you nicknames.
Yeah.
I love Stone Pony. I mean, it's just.
Well, the beat Stoney only because every guy in the history of the game named Stone they called Stoney. Even Bill Stoneman. So Stone Pony's okay.
Omar pops up. 2 down. And that'll bring up Alex Rios. That pitch taken low and away.
Well, the Washington Nationals, with Steven Strasburg leading the way, won that ball game 6-2 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. He wins his Major League debut.
Back to the middle, backhanded by Guillen. Couldn't get it out, double clutched it, so that'll be a base hit.
They were positioning him right, but Guillen doesn't have the arm now to make that kind of play going away from the throw. Plus, he did bobble the ball. Very rarely you'll see a second baseman make a play on the third base side of second, but that's where Guillen was. And Alex beats it easily, and now an opportunity to run, or if you want to sit back and see if Paulie can hit it out of the ballpark, that's also an option for Ozzie.
One of the few soft hits that Alex Rios has picked up this year. So Paulie has walked. That was after being down 0-2 in the count, and he has singled and scored. Pretty good lead. Long set. And there's ball 1. Alex, of course, with 17 stolen bases in 21 attempts. Pretty good lead. He's leaning, he's going. Avila, no chance.
Alex just gets a great jump, outruns the baseball. No chance at all for Avila. It's a pretty decent throw, but he's there in plenty of time.
And pick him up, Paulie. That is back. And the count 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-7-0 for our guys, 0-3-0 for their guys.
Left-hander Thomas loosening up in the bullpen. Galarraga 5 away from the century mark in pitches.
And a full count with Kante on deck. So Paulie trying to pick up his 42nd RBI. And he walks him. So here comes Kante. He's 1 for 2, cranked out his 6th homer. High towering drive, in case you missed it.
Whew. He worked the count to 3-2, and he got one right in the sweet spot. A little above the knees, inner portion of the plate, and gone.
Avila has his say. Two on, two out. Takes it downstairs. Carlos Quentin on deck. First of a 3-game set. Tomorrow night, Freddie Garcia against Rick Porcello. And in the finale, on Thursday, Johnny Danks against Max Scherzer. And that is a high pop-up going foul and souvenir.
Scherzer recently recalled from the minor leagues. I think in his comeback start, struck out 14 men. That's good. They got him in a deal that sent Edwin Jackson to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Scherzer, a former first-round draft pick.
Galarraga with a 1-1 delivery. And advantage goes to Kante. 2 balls and a strike. This would be pitch 101. Little breaking ball there. And the count evens at 2. Tried to blueprint him, double him up, and a full count. Austin Jackson pretty shallow out there in center. Two out and the payoff pitch. Little chopper 2 hopper. Guillen's got him and never retire the side. We'll go to the 6th. It is a 2-0 Sox lead.
On the board, baby. 25 years. Congratulations. When I think of Hawk Harelson, I think of not only a great broadcaster, but also a guy that covered me as a player. And I remember watching you as a player. And I'll tell you the thing I remember most of those white wristbands always look good in the uniform. Anyway, Hawk, congratulations. 25 great years and many more to come.
Oh, Jerry. Jerry just had a bout with cancer that, knock on wood, he's beaten, and back in the broadcast booth. And boy, I'll tell you what, the Boston fans there just love Rim Dog.
No chance of he's in Boston, is it?
There is a shot down into the corner by Rayburn. So the leadoff double here in the top of the 6th inning as the Sox lead at 2-0.
Jerry Remy was made to call Red Sox games with that accent and the fact that he was a very good second baseman for them for a while.
He's just a terrific person. Here's Cabrera. Twice he has gone out to right field. Last time he just missed it. Just underneath it, thank goodness. And that was with a couple of guys on base. Sent a big White Sox shout out. Thanks for the note to Glenn Rosenbaum. Rosie, member of this White Sox family for many, many years and will always be a member of the White Sox family. Down in LaPorte, Indiana. Oh, big hat, no cattle on that one.
Got him looking for the fastball and didn't get it.
Curveball lays off of it, and the count 2-1.
Outfield shading him around toward right center field. Take a look what Alex Rios is.
And the count 3-1. With Brennan Bosch on deck. This guy has just been an RBI machine.
You've got to be really careful here, because you got a guy coming up you fanned twice, and then a slow runner in Guillen coming up after him.
High into center field. Deep. Alex fighting that wind. Now comes back in. That wind is absolutely, as there's a tag by Rayburn. He goes into third base. I don't think Cabrera believes that ball stayed in this ballpark.
No, he got most of it. And Alex started running back to the track, and then the wind just swatted it down. If you're going to take it out that way, it better be of the line drive variety, because if it gets above the stands, the wind's going to be able to get a hold of it, and it's going to be tough to get it through.
Whew. So here's Bosch. Old Uncle Charlie has taken care of him a couple of times.
Because Gavin got a hit early and wiped him out of the strike zone.
He will turn it loose. He's got some kind of top hand. You see a guy with a real good top hand, as a rule, they are very, very aggressive hitters. Got the backdoor him right there, missed, and the count evens at 1. There it is.
That's a pitch that he's going to swing at 90% of the time and miss it 100% of the time. You can't hit that one. You can foul it right off the top of your foot, maybe. But Gavin is keeping that ball well inside, off the plate, moving down and in. And Bosch keeps swinging at it.
He gone. Big strikeout. Number 8 for Gavin. 2 down.
Third time Bosch has gone down on strikes. And another curveball. AJ wanted it in, didn't matter. Pitch was away. Bosch just expanded the zone. And on 3 swinging strikes, he's fanned.
So here's Carlos Guillen. Had a little soft infield single, and he grounded out 3-1. Can't get it. We're still muttering to himself about that one.
Well, he's hit 2 pretty hard.
Yeah.
And they were just hit too high.
27-year-old, just turned 27. He's got. And there's a base hit. So this run is going to score, and it's a 2-1 ball game.
RBI number 15 for Guillen. Just back off the disabled list. Had to learn how to play second base. Say he's doing a pretty good job of it. But make no mistake, he's in there for his bat, not his glove.
Inge takes ball 1. Single hard back through the middle, and then called out on a good curveball. Fastball fouled away right side. Guillen has been, for the last 6 or 7 years, a real good clutch hitter. He is not afraid to drive in a big run late in the ball game.
And uses the whole field, which makes him a whole lot tougher.
Two and 1 to count. And there's a base hit. There was a hanging changeup.
Don Cooper comes out now. He wants a word with Gavin Floyd, and you saw this ball just stay up in the zone, off speed. Inge was able to keep his hands back. And when I saw that out on the mound, even if a guy shifted forward with his front foot, if his hands went back and I've taken something off, I knew I was in trouble.
So as Coop talks to him, a reminder that the Sox and the Cubs rivalry continues this season as the winner of the series takes home the Crosstown Cup presented by BP. So for tickets, call 866-SOX game or visit whitesox.com.
Gavin's had a whale of a game to this point. Now he's got to retire their left-hand hitting catcher, Alex Avila.
Takes that breaking ball downstairs. We got this 3-game series with these guys, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Cubs from the friendly confines. This should get him out of it, and it will. But they do pick up a run on the 2-out RBI single by Carlos Guillen. After 5.5, it's 2-1 good guys.
I understand someone else has called the telecast looking to congratulate you. Go ahead, caller.
Hello, Hawkaroo. Hello, Stoney. I feel like I'm on What's My Line tonight.
Oh, Whipperoo. How you doing, buddy?
How you doing, Oscar?
Everything's
Hey,
good,
I
yeah.
just want to say, I want to congratulate you for 25 great years. You are truly the nose of the, the face of the organization.
You hadn't changed a bit, and don't you ever change.
Remember when Euchre told you that if your nose was a quarter of an inch longer, you'd be on the Discovery Channel?
Yeah.
I've never forgotten that line.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. It was great seeing you guys in Kansas City and Detroit a couple
Yes,
of
it
weeks
was,
ago.
Whippy.
Hopefully I'll see you again, but I really wanted to congratulate you, Hawk. You had done a great job for these guys, and really the White Sox would be not as great an organization without you.
Well, thank you, Whippy. You and I had 10 great years together, buddy.
Yeah, we certainly did, and it was fun. And please give my best to Harrison, the kids, and everyone, and all the great fans in Chicago.
Well, I will, and you kiss those grandbabies.
I certainly will.
All right, Wimpy. Thanks, buddy.
Get back to work, will you?
Yep. Got to get some runs here.
Great talking to you guys. Go Sox.
Bye, Tommy.
All right. Take care, Stoney. See you, Sox. See you, Hunter.
Okay. Yeah, 10 years we had together. As that pitch down low to Carlos, so the count 3-0 from this left-hander.
This is Brad Thomas on the hill. Thomas 2-0, ERA 4.76, on for the 14th time. He started a couple of games, and he's in relief for Galarraga, who went 5 innings and gave up 2 runs. Galarraga gave up 7 hits, walked a pair, fanned a pair, and turned it over to Brad Thomas.
Right here, Carlos. Zone him in, reel him in, and light him up. Right there. Couldn't pull the trigger, and the count goes full. Oh, he's upset with himself, and well, he should be. Just underneath it, he got a cookie right there and just missed it.
This was officially a major league pop-up. This was up there a long time.
So that'll bring up AJ. AJ 1 for 2, but he's barreled him up twice. He just missed one, a high towering drive to right field, and then a bullet single into right field. Takes ball 1. Jerry Crawford behind the plate. as there's a backhand. Ian with a nice play and 2 down.
That was a good play by Guillen as he ranged to his right. The difference in this and the other one was he was on the third base side of second on a ground ball that he couldn't get to first base. This time he traps the short hop and puts it right on the button to first.
So here's Alexei. 1 for 2. And that ball into right field. Bosch, now Jackson, but it's Bosch, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for the Tiger southpaw. We'll go to the 7th.
And a great career also going back to the late 60s, and I say 60s, so that means we're old, brother, but the fact that you were so great as a home run hitter of the Boston Red Sox, I really enjoyed the time with you in Cleveland, although you ruined my arm because I had to throw batting practice to you all the time when I was on the disabled list. But congratulations on 25 years of broadcasting. I don't think there's anybody in the world thought that you could not talk. We knew as a player you could talk. We now know as a broadcaster you can talk. You do a tremendous job. Couldn't be happier for you. Always look forward to seeing you when they play the White Sox. But unfortunately, in the Bay Area and California, we cannot do what you do, and that is put it on the board. You can do it. We can't. Congratulations on 25 great years of broadcasting.
Oh, what a good guy. What a great teammate. I'll always be indebted to Ray Fosse because when Eris was pregnant with Krista and was getting ready to deliver, Ray asked me, he said, "You going to go in and watch?" I said, "No, I'm not, because I'll faint, you know." He said, "Hawk, you got to go in." I said, "I can't do it, Ray." He said, "I'm telling you what, if you don't go in, you and I are going to fight." And believe me, you don't want to fight Ray Fosse. I went in, saw it, and it was at that point, it's the greatest thing I ever saw in my life. I'll never forget Ray Fosse for that. But right here, a new pitcher.
Matt Thornton slows it down, but can't make the play, so it'll go as a base hit as Thornton comes into the game to protect a 1-run lead. He's 2-2, ERA 2.10, out for the 25th time. As you can see, very good numbers as far as batting average against. But the last couple times out, Matt has given up some runs. This one isn't hit all that hard, and what happens to a pitcher is he believes it hits harder than it really is, puts the glove up, the ball doesn't get there, and then tips off the glove, and that's what happened with Matt.
I think Matt was really happy to have a day off.
Yeah, he's been used quite a bit, especially recently.
What a good job by Gavin. 6 innings, 1 run, 6 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, and that's a Gavin Floyd. We need the rest of the way.
He threw the ball very well this evening, as he usually does against the Tigers.
That pitch is fouled back by Austin Jackson, who was 0 for 3 tonight.
Well, you take a young kid who's always been a middle-of-the-order hitter and ask him to bunt, something he hasn't done all this year. And many times you're going to get a pop-up.
Came into this ball game hitting .325, now hitting .320. One and one to count.
Jackson came back to the Tigers in a multiplayer deal. Curtis Granderson going to the Yankees.
Jackson only 23 years old. Last year, Scranton Wilkes-Barre hit 300, 4 homers, knocked in 65.
He was absolutely an untouchable in that Yankees system for a while. But they thought Granderson, a pull hitter in that ballpark, would be more productive immediately.
Watch out.
Trying to heat him up inside, and at the last instant, Jackson was able to just foul it off, and it rifled into the seats.
And another one. So the count hangs at 1-2. 2-7-0 for our guys, 1-7-0 for their guys here in the top of the 7th inning. Santiago is 1 for 1 in stolen bases. He gone.
Here's our Cabot Woodstained legendary performance, and it is indeed the Hawk. 25 years in the booth, 4,000 plus games, 5 Emmy Awards, 2-time Illinois Sportscaster of the Year, 2007 finalist for MLB's Ford Frick Award, and 2007 Lifetime Achievement Award at the Chicago Sportsnet March of Dimes Banquet.
Johnny Damon. Familiar. You got the busy feet.
Been like that since the day he came in the league.
He's like that.
And you saw him growing up.
Dr. Phillips High in Orlando, where AJ went to school. They were teammates. And the count 2-0. Boy, what a player he's been.
Well, a few guys with those kind of numbers against Matt Thornton. A few lefties anyway.
And the count 3-0. Ryan Rayburn on deck. Come back and get him right here. There's one. That one at 96. And there's ball 4.
Well, if you came to us late in this game, Magler Ordonez originally in the starting lineup was scratched. He has an oblique strain on the left side. Rayburn inserted in the lineup, and he's 1 for 2, and it was his double in the 6th. That's the only run of the game for the Tigers.
Well, Mags hitting at .312, 8 homers, 41 knocked in, so he's having a pretty good year. And here's Rayburn, 1 for 2 with that walk and that double. Takes ball 1. Top of the 7th, and Minneapolis 7-0 Twins over Kansas City.
That's Zach Greinke, I believe. He would go to 1-8.
That's where he's headed.
Amazing for a guy with that stuff. Five innings, 6 earned runs tonight for Greinke.
Two balls in the strike. Come on, Matt. And there's a shot base hit into right field. So this game is going to be tied. Get him a second. Now he throws it away, and now they're going to take the lead. He had him if he turns and throws dead to rights. Then had to turn around, double clutch it, so it's a 3-2 Tiger lead.
It's probably going to be a double and an error, as Rayburn inserted late into the lineup with a couple of doubles. When Carlos slipped, that's when Rayburn took off. No chance at all for Ramirez to catch that one as Beckham threw it by him. It's got to go E4. And now they're going to walk Cabrera, as you would expect.
So that'll bring up Brennan Bosch. The other thing you heard here was that little leadoff, soft little semi-line drive back,
and then the walk.
And then the walk to Dink.
Yep.
As he takes down low.
He's going to be the happiest man in the ballpark to see Gavin Floyd out of the game.
3 punch outs, all on breaking stuff.
Count evens at 1-1 on a sharp breaking slider. It's got line break. Starts to throw in the bullpen.
Two balls and a strike. Runners at the corners, just one down. Can't get that one. That evens the count. Looking for the golden sombrero right here. Just got a piece of it.
Still 9 outs to go.
Just got a piece of that one. He hangs tough.
Tiger bullpen up and going. After a good solid inning by Brad Thomas.
And another foul ball. Just turning in, Sox. 2 runs in the fourth. A 2-run homer by Mark Kante. Scored Canerco, who had singled. That has been it offensively.
Joel Zumaya loosening in the pen. Hard throwing right-hander with occasional control problems.
So the count goes full to Bosch. Carlos Guillen. 2 for 3 with an RBI on deck. He's a switch hitter. That's going to get the job done. That ball deep in the center field. And it's out of here. A 3-run homer and his 6-2. They had scored 5 times off Matt Thornton here in the top of the 7th inning.
It shows you just how strong this youngster is, because he took it out deepest part of the ballpark with the wind not conducive to hitting home runs, and he took it over the 400 mark. He got a low fastball instead of the high fastball, and he just rode it out of the park, and it's a 4-run deficit as Matt Thornton departs.
All right, we'll be back. Man with Xfinity TV from Comcast. So don't miss the action. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
It's our Lexus Pursuing Perfection call to the pen, and it's Scott Linebrink. Linebrink at 1-0, ERA 5.56, on for the 20th time. It's been a big 4-run 7th for these Tigers. 5-run 7th.
So here's Guillen. Little infield single in the 2nd. Grounded to Paulie in the 4th. And then last inning, an RBI single, knocking in Ryan Rayburn with 2 out. So a tough outing for Matt. His toughest outing of the year. Big hack, no contact, and the count. 1-1.
Tough night for Matt Thornton. I believe the 3rd straight outing he's been scored upon.
Well, the count's going to do everything. When you're 0-1, 0-2, 1-2, that 96, 97 mile an hour fastball looks like 100. 102. When you're 2-0, 3-1, 3-2 in a no-walk situation, that same fastball, as that's hit high and deep into right field. Carlos back, looks up. And it's 7-2.
Third home run, 2nd run batted in tonight, 16th run batted in this year. And Guillen with 3 hits tonight. This was Well up in the zone, looked like a changeup. And gone.
So here's in. And the count 0-2. Hinge 2 for 3, a couple of singles. The 0-2 pitch. And a count 2-2. Six runs here in the top of the seventh. Still just one out. And now make it 2.
And what started out like a harmless little single off the glove of Matt Thornton. We've seen the Tigers come roaring back in this one.
They hit around. Here's Alex Avila. He has walked, struck out, and grounded to short. Outfield straight up there, spread out. And that's foul back. So the count 1-1 to Avila. And that ball hit deep into right field, but Carlos is there. And that'll retire the side. So they bat around. They score 6 times and they lead it 7-2. Alexander on the left, Nicholas on the right, my wife to the right, Harris, our daughter standing up behind Chris Trafford, our nephew. All these nieces and nephews we have are just like our own children. We love them. And of course, this is my son Casey, who came up for this day with his beautiful wife Valerie from Orlando. As we got some problems here, Caseru. We got to get some runs. We trail it 7-2. As Gordon Beckham will lead it off. No, Stone Pony, everything about today, tonight, everything has been more than I expected. It's been terrific except the score.
Well, it looked pretty good heading into that 7th inning.
Yep. And a count 2-1. We got to come back and put some points on that board. That ball hit into center field. Jackson. There's a little scooter out there, isn't it?
You better leave the ballpark. You're going to go to left center, right center with Jackson in center field because he can go get him. Don Kelly checks in the game defensively in left field, taking over for Rayburn. So the outfield now is Kelly, Jackson, and Bosch, left to right.
So here's Pierre. 2 for 3, 2 singles, also a stolen base. Coming into the season, a lifetime 301 hitter. There's a chopper inch.
It's going to be E5. He just took his eye off the ball, knowing that Pierre could run quickly. We got a man aboard.
That's the start.
Not a difficult play, but lack of concentration cost him the air.
Just his 4th arrow. And here's Vizquel. Omar. He's 0 for 3. He's popped to third, grounded to short, and popped to short. Takes first pitch strike from Thomas. Pretty good lead. And that is flared foul, and that's not going to be playable. One hop into the seats. So the count 0-2. And once again, a reminder, Freddie Garcia against Rick Porcello tomorrow night. And if you can't make it to the ballpark, that game will be over. WCIU Channel 26. Then on Thursday in the finale of the series, before we take on the Cubs this weekend, from Wrigley, it'll be Johnny Danks against Max Scherzer. And that game right back here on Comcast Sportsnet. Seven, 10-1 for them. 2-7-1 for us. Ball hit hard. Nice backhand pickup, and they're going to turn it. So a 5-4-3 double play, and we're into the 8th, trailing by 5.
he was with us, I was going through a little thing that I wasn't hitting the ball. And I came to you and you gave me a book called The Inner Game of Tennis. And after that, I started hitting, but you were one guy that I always could talk to. You know, I consider you family. And you know that with that lovely wife that you have there, I can't give her any more credit than you had given me as far as being a supporter of me. But tell the family I say hello. Got 25 years in. I hope you're 25 more. Take care. Big guy.
Jim Ed, you know, congratulations on his entry into the Hall of Fame, and it was well deserved. One of the great hitters in Red Sox history.
He could really hit.
And he, as good a hitter as he was, is a better person. I mean, he's not a bad, he's like the Big Hurt. There's not a bad bone in Frank Thomas's body. There's not a bad bone in Jim Rice's body.
Well,
but we got some work to do here.
I'm sorry you didn't give him that book until after I retired.
He wore you out.
21 for 39.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's
owning somebody.
That's some big numbers.
That is owning somebody. You know, cute story about Jim Ed. Red Sox came to me, and he had just tons of energy. Just tons of energy. So one season, the general manager came to me and says, Hawk, he says, I know you play golf on the road, and I know you go out early in the morning, you come back and you take a nap every day. I said, yeah. He said, well, we want you to take Jim Ed with you. And I said, why? So he explained why, what the reasoning was, and what the philosophy of it was. Because Jim has always asking me to go play golf, and I said, no, you're playing every day, so I'm not going to take you with me. So I did. I said, the only way I'm going to take you is under one condition. You come back with me, we're going to be the first off the tee. We're going to get back here. If we can't get back to the hotel by 12, 12:30, we're not going to go. And then you're going to take a nap every day. Well, that year, he was MVP at 46 home runs, 140-something runs.
Well, I helped him. I know that.
Just ate him up. Got to hurry. Bare hand. Can't make it. Boy, you talking about two soft singles from Mr. Santiago.
This one up the middle. Lexi thinking he has just one play, that with the bare hand. Doesn't come up with the baseball.
So here's Austin Jackson. He's 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. Ball hit hard into center field, but Alex has got the bead. And the ball. So 1 out. Did you ever read that book, The Inner Game of Tennis?
I did.
That's a good, terrific book.
Galloway, I believe, was the author. I think.
It's either Galloway or Murphy, one of the two.
I thought it was Galloway, but
anyway, it was a terrific book.
Yeah,
you can transpose everything into baseball.
Oh, absolutely.
Johnny Damon. Yeah, Jim Ed was having a little problems, and I had read that book and really enjoyed it. I've read a lot of self-help books and didn't enjoy most of them. That one I did. And he read that, and all of a sudden, it clicked with him. Boy, he just took off on a tear and didn't stop. As that's popped up left side. Alexei, nice running catch. 2 down.
Actually went a long way to get that ball because I don't think anybody else could have handled it. It was dropping in front of Pierre. No chance at all for Vizquel. And Ramirez, using excellent speed, ran it down.
So here's Kelly making his first plate appearance. Rayburn filling in, late entry into the lineup because of Mag's oblique. All he did was go 2 for 3 with a walk, an RBI, and a couple of runs scored.
Kelly's first at bat.
And the count evens at 1. Sox led it 2-0 going to the 6th. They scored 1 in the 7th. All heck broke loose. That's into right field, and it's going to fall for a base hit. Carlos will get it back in, as he should, as quick as he can. 2 outs, runners at the corners.
Kelly comes on and dumps this ball into right field. Took a pitch out of the strike zone. And they got a lot of production out of the 3 spot tonight.
And here's Cabrera. He's 0 for 3. He was walked intentionally last inning and, of course, came around to score on that 3-run homer right over the center field fence by Brennan Bosch. Bosch's 6th homer. And he's got 28 RBIs.
Nice stop by AJ as he saves another run. Splitter in the dirt.
Ball hit down, sucked up by Vizquel, and that'll retire the side. So they have a threat, can't score. Meanwhile, we still trail it by 5.
Exciting day.
One of the great guys to ever put a pair of spikes on. One of the nicest people, Jim Thome. And I certainly hope he gets to 600. Not against us when we play Minnesota.
Joel Zumaya comes in the game at 2-0. ERA 178 on for the 23rd time. He's got a big fastball.
There's one at 101. 101 miles an hour.
31 strikeouts, 7 walks, and 30 in the third inning.
And that's popped up right side. Cabrera playing that perfectly, found out where he was, got over there, and then made an easy catch.
Knowing that the ball will always spin back toward the field of play certainly helps.
So here's Paulie. Paulie's perfect on the night. A couple of walks, a single, and a run scored. That's inside.
You don't want to take one for the club with Zumaya pitching.
Well, I don't care how hard you could throw. Paulie is just close to swinging the bat decent. He can turn a 30-30 around. Curveball and the count 2-0. There's a shot off the fastball at 101 into the gap. Right off Minnie Minoso. So the double. If you throw 101 and you show Paul that you can't get a breaking ball over, you're in trouble.
Yeah, because you're going to come to him with a 2-0 fastball with a 5-run lead, and he's looking for it, and he just drilled it.
Here's Kante. He's responsible for our 2 tallies. 2-run homer back in the 4th inning. His 6th of the year. He now has 15 RBIs. That one at 99. Let's get a little something going right here, Mark. 20,776. Let's give him a finish. That's up high.
It didn't matter to you how fast the guy threw, did it?
No.
As long as there wasn't any late movement, you're in pretty good shape.
As long as it wasn't spinning. If it was spinning, I was in a whole bunch of. There's a strike. That one at 98. That was just to get me over 98-mile-an-hour fastball. And the count 3-1.
Randy Williams continues to throw in the Sox pen. No activity, but they're starting to stir in the Detroit bullpen.
And that is shot off the glass of one of the Super Sweets.
Carlos Quinton waiting for his turn, and hopefully it'll be with Kante aboard.
And the payoff pitch. Nope. Time is called. Ball 4 base hit. And he just got a piece of it.
It was a soft pop-up in the lower deck over the dugout. The guy put out his hands. It came up and hit his hands and hit him right in the face and then bounded to somebody else. That's have a good night, pal.
There's a little chopper. Maya's got time. Takes it. Makes it. And that is out number 2. So here's Carlos Quinn. Carlos is grounded to short, popped up to third, and fouled out to third. Curveball. Outfield, they're spread out. Big gap out there in left center. That's fouled back just as Stone Pony's right.
I don't know if he's going to come into play tonight, but they made a great acquisition in the offseason, signed as a free agent, Jose Valverde. 1-1 this year, ERA 0.39. Nobody hits him very well.
Curveball drops that one over.
When a guy throws 101 and throws you one of these, you generally look at it just like Carlos did.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
If he gets another one over, just grab some bench. The 1-2. That one's low and away.
Sergio Santos now joins Randy Williams.
Yeah, Valverde has hit some walks with less than an innings pitch.
It's amazing.
Comebacker, and he's going to get out of it. 7-2.
Fans, 25 years of hockeyisms. Here's a tribute to you from your crew on your special day, buddy.
This game is over.
Grab some bench.
Get foul. It won't.
Get foul.
It will.
Dadgummit.
Cinch it up and hunker down.
Yes. You go. Mercy. The dreaded leadoff walk.
Zone them in, reel them in, and light them up.
These are pick to click. Down to their last bullet.
Right size, wrong shape.
Big hat, no cattle. You can cancel the post-game show.
Chopper 2 hopper.
That's a can of corn.
He needs to bow his neck right here.
Big hat, no contact.
That's a hang with him.
Sit back, relax, and strap it down.
Ball 4, base hit.
Poof.
Ducks on the pond.
He's got the catbird seat. Rack 'em up.
You can put it on the board.
Yes!
That's pretty nice.
I'll tell you, I want to, as I mentioned earlier, the people at Trail Video are just the greatest to work with all these years. I mean, it's just been, there's just none better. They want to bring all White Sox fans the best telecast that they can do, and they do. They work hard each and every game. And I want to thank especially Mike Leary, our producer, for putting this whole thing together with the calls. And it's been a deep night for me. Very, very deep night.
Well, when Mike Leary was doing it under duress, he has a very weak playoff beard going.
Nicole will take care of that.
He spent a lot of time on that.
That is chop foul. Oh, boy. What a night. Everything except a dadgum score. Got to get these guys on the right track. One and two to Bosch. Bosch, 1 for 4. It was a big one. 3-run homer. In the 7th, a line shot off Matt Thornton right over the center field fence.
So the numbers on Randy: 0-1, ERA just under 5.5, on for the 23rd time.
Curveball. Well, he's got to hurry. Can't quite get him. Good try by Paulie.
It's the only play he had.
Yeah.
Was it? Randy couldn't get to it. Gordon couldn't get to it. The only play is for Paul to take it and then flip the ball a la Mark Burley behind him.
So that'll bring up the second baseman, Carlos Guillen, who is 3 for 4.
There's Mark Burley, who had maybe the play of the year in the first game of the season.
It's going to be hard for any pitcher to top that.
But he went through his legs with the glove and got the out.
Guillen, a single, a soft single, infield single in the 2nd, RBI single with 2 out in the 6th, and then a solo homer in the 7th. He went back-to-back with Bosch. There's a strike, and the count 0-2. For our guys in the bottom of the 9th inning, it'll be the lower third of the order. Schedule hitters are A.J., Lexi, Beckham. Got to get some of those guys on and do a little damage. Breaking ball. And rack him up. Thank you very much. 2 down. '50th twin killing turn for our Sox.
And Omar is now talking with Gordon. Gordon stayed in, got the throw off, and they turned a double play on a slow developing double play.
So here is Inge. He's 2 for 4. A couple singles, a couple strikeouts. 33-year-old veteran.
Valverde and Neague.
One the count. Got that one by him upstairs. And that ball hit softly into left field. Juan Pierre, long way to go. And he makes the catch. Nice play by Juan Pierre. Stayed right with it. Dove on the track. Comes up with it. And that'll do it. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth. 7-2 Detroit.
Baseball, and he really laid the foundation of my knowledge of baseball today. In fact, there was one game, we were in Texas, and there was a pitch that was thrown, and all of a sudden he turned his mic off, and he came over to me and he whispered in my ear, "Say it's a backdoor slider. Say it." And I had no idea what he was talking about. I didn't know what a backdoor slider was. I said, okay. I said, "Hawk, that was a backdoor slider." And he said, "Yes, it was." He was always trying to help me, even though I had no idea what that was at the time. Of course, many times on the road, I wanted to ask him about baseball, but he was in his hotel room with his door locked, putting against the mirror. That was his golden years of golf for Hawk Harelson.
He is so right. Oh, Richard, he is something. And once again, to everybody, this has been a wonderful, 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 unforgettable evening for me. Something that I will never forget, ever. Ever.
We just have to keep doing it. You might find yourself with another one like this. Of course, you're not going to have quite as good a ceremonial first pitch if it's another 25 from now.
Oh, boy. Here's Valverde. Stone Pony.
This is one hard-throwing guy. Valverde 1-1. We talked about the ERA at 0.39. Now for the 25th time, he's got 12 saves. He must need an inning of work because normally you don't see him in a game like this.
Well, you know what happens to a lot of closers who come in for an inning of work. Let's see if we can put one on him. Opponent's only hitting about 120 off of him. Seven, 13-1 for their guys. 2-8-1 for our guys here in the bottom of the ninth inning. First of a three-game set. Make your plans to be with us here tomorrow night. Freddie Garcia, who has been our ace, against Rick Porcello. If you can't make it, that game will be over WCIU. And on Thursday, Johnny Danks against Max Scherzer. And that game right back here on Comcast Sportsnet. As the count moves to 3-0. AJ. Alexi on deck. There it is. And there's a strike. Gavin Floyd, if you're just tuning in, really pitched well. 6 innings, 1 run, 6 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. Had a good curveball going for him. A real good one. Matt came in. Thornton had the toughest outing he's had this year. And that's a fair ball. Nice pick by Cabrera. Valverde right where he should be, and that's out number 1. Matt went a third of an inning, giving up 5 runs. All started with a little soft line drive back at him that, as Stone Pony told you, a lot of pitchers, when something like that happens, they just look for too much. Squeezed it too quick, missed the ball.
You think it's coming back to you as hard as you threw it. And so you put your glove up, it immediately gets in front of your face, and then the ball doesn't get there. When it does, it hits off your glove, and that started what turned out to be a 6-run 7th.
And that was so soft, he could have caught that with a pair of tweezers.
Yep. No question.
Alexei takes downstairs. The 1-0, and it's 2-0. Back him on deck. And there's the strike. Outfield here, straight up, spread out. Just about equidistant. Inge, well back, and well off the line. And there's a 2-hopper. And it is out number 2. So we're down to our last out. So here's Beckham. And Sully, I know you're watching tonight. I got the cheese straws and Georgia pecans, and they are delicious. Sully is Gordon's mom, along with his dad Gordon Jr. and Gwen and Grace. Don't worry, your boy's going to come out of this funk that he's been in, because he is a battler. Fouls that back in the count 0-2. He's gaining some experience, and you know what experience is. Something you got when you didn't want to get it.
It's the only way in this game for most players.
Yeah.
There's the exception, but few and far between. Guys will always struggle, and they're better for it when they come out the other end.
Well, as I mentioned in the pregame ceremonies about Paul Konerko, it was the truth. I mean, he would go over there, go for 4, 0 for 8, start beating his head against the wall. Fortunately, he left his helmet on. And that's outside. And I used to tell Eris, my wife, I said, hey, this guy's got a chance to be a terrific hitter if he doesn't kill himself. He was really, he and Frank Thomas were probably the 2 hardest guys we've had in a White Sox uniform in the last quarter century on themselves. And that's low, 2-2. Two out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Down to our last bullet. And a good eye. Full count. Stay on top of it. 15. Chopper right side, and this ball game is over. So the Sox jump off to a 2-0 lead. They score 1 in the 6th, 6 in the 7th. They win it 7-2. And Stone Pony, the positive thing about this tonight was Gavin Floyd.
Well, Gavin Floyd always throws well against Detroit. Tonight, no exception. He went 6 innings. He left with the lead, but unfortunately, for one of the few times, the bullpen just had a letdown, and that was that. So on Hawk Harelson night, everything was perfect except the final result of the game.
Exactly. I want to thank everybody for this. Is going to be a night I will never, ever forget. And let's right now check out our GMC player of the game. It is Ryan Rayburn.